ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 38th verse of the 3rd chapter of the 1st canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. Saveda dhatuhu padavim parasya duranta viryasya rathangapanehe yo amayaya santataya anuvritya bhajet tatpada saroja gandham. The meaning of this verse is, only those who render unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power and transcendence. This is actually a sequel to the 37th verse. What did we discussed in the previous session? In the 37th verse, it was told that the foolish with a poor fund of knowledge cannot know the transcendental nature of the names, forms and activities of the Supreme Lord. So here is telling who is eligible to know. Only those who render unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service. Amayaya, santataya, anuvritya. Such people can know about the Lord's form, qualities, power, glory, because they are rendering service unto the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna continuously, uninterrupted, unreserved, without any motivation, without any calculation, material calculation, and favorable service in order to please him, not for their own satisfaction. They render service for pleasing Krishna. And Krishna is described as Rathangapani, who carries the wheel of chariot in his hand. And he is also described as the creator of the universe, Dhatuhu. Parasya. Parasya means of the transcendental Lord. Of the transcendental Lord. Duranta Viryasya means he is greatly powerful. His power cannot be compared with anybody else's power in the whole creation. He is supremely powerful. So that Supreme Lord can be understood, can be known only by his devotees. This is what is stressed throughout the Bhagavatam. Throughout the Bhagavatam you will hear this, that to know about Krishna, one has to adopt the process of bhakti yoga. There is no other way of understanding the Supreme Lord Krishna. And Supreme Lord Krishna is the ultimate aspect of the absolute truth. All other aspects of the absolute truth are subordinate to the aspect of the absolute truth as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Srila Prabhupada many times says, this is a great science, the science of Krishna. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. This is already described in the 2nd chapter, in the previous chapter of this 1st canto. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. One has to learn the science of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Krishna science or science of Krishna. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that the pure devotees who render uninterrupted, unmotivated, favorable service to the Supreme Lord continuously, they are completely freed from reactions of fruitive work and mental speculation. What is fruitive work? Generally, people in this world, they want to do some work or perform some activity so that they can enjoy the result of that activity. Such activity is called fruitive activity. They want to enjoy the fruits. Otherwise, they'll think, why should I work if I am not going to enjoy the fruits? That's the calculation people make. That's the mentality people have. But devotees render service to Krishna not for the sake of getting some result for their enjoyment. No. That's why it is said here, after somebody becomes free completely from the reactions of fruitive activities and mental speculation. This mental speculation is another tendency of every person in this world. What is that mental speculation? That the truth, the actual knowledge about the Supreme Lord is there in the scriptures, in the authentic scriptures. But people won't take trouble to study the scriptures, to hear from the proper source, to learn from the proper source. They won't take the trouble. They'll think, oh, I can figure it out. I know something. I got intelligence. I got experience. I can speculate. What is speculation? Guess. Oh, he must be like this. He could be like this. He may be like this. According to me, he is like this. This business of speculation. This goes on in every field, including the field of the spiritual field. Everywhere this goes on. And it is, one thing is laziness. Why people speculate? Laziness. And second is too much high estimation about their own capabilities. In the beginning of this of the Shastra, it is said how every person of this world who is forced to take birth by laws of karma is having 4 defects, fundamental defects, because of which this speculation will never work. What are the 4 defects? That we cannot be free from illusion, influence of illusory energy. Material world means the field of the illusory energy. Maya. Maya is acting on every conditioned soul. And because of which we don't see the truth, we don't see the reality. What we see with these eyes is an illusory representation of the truth. That is described in the very first verse of the Bhagavatam. And then we have got imperfect senses. Even if the truth is presented before our senses or before our intellect or mind, because we have got defective senses, we have defective intelligence, we have defective mind, we cannot figure out what the truth actually is. And then we have got the propensity to cheat. Everyone has got this to different degrees. And then we also are prone to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. No conditioned soul is perfect in this world. Everybody is prone to make mistakes. So with these 4 defects, how can anybody speculate and try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead? There's a verse in the Puranas which describes Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyaihi. With these blunt material senses, you cannot understand the name, the form, the qualities, the activities, the paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. So what is the way? Sevon mukhehi jighvadau swayam eva spuratyadaha. You have to render service to Krishna, devotional service, bhakti yoga, and that's the only way. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. So many places in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly says, only by bhakti you can know me, you can understand me, you can render service to me, you can approach me, you can awaken your love for me only through bhakti, only through bhakti. That's why it is said here, only the pure devotees can know the transcendental name, form, qualities, pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And what happens when they render devotional service to Krishna? Pure devotional service. They become freed from the reactions of fruitive activities and mental speculation. We have done enough mental speculation and we have worked enough in that fruitive way in the past, millions of lives. And that reactions, those reactions are sitting, waiting to fructify in the heart. But we have to get rid of them if at all we are interested in understanding Krishna, if at all we are interested in making real spiritual progress to achieve the perfection of spiritual life, of attaining the kingdom of God. Then we have to purify our heart of all these reactions. So that purification happens by devotional service itself. There are other methods of purification, but they're very slow, painfully slow. Millions of lifetimes you have to practice Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. All these are very, very painfully slow processes and filled with so much of dangers, obstacles, difficulties, distractions, pitfalls, so many of them. So bhakti is the safest path, the quickest path, the most efficient path, the powerful path. So take up bhakti, that's what is being said here. Now, one point Prabhupada makes in the purport which is significant is, everyone's position, every living being's position is to render service to Krishna. Now, some of the people are rendering service unfavorably and some are rendering service favorably. So who are these people who render service unfavorably? All the non-devotees. Those who don't surrender to Krishna, those who don't know about Krishna, or those who are forgetful of Krishna, those who are busy with material activities for sense gratification, those who are speculating about the absolute truth, those who are engaged in difficult austerities of the Ashtanga Yoga system, they are all rendering service to Krishna unfavorably. And the pure devotees who render devotional service exactly according to the descriptions in the authentic scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, those who are surrendered to the spiritual master, pure devotee spiritual master, and through him to Krishna, they can actually render service to Krishna favorably. So, everyone is rendering service, but the result is totally different. Those who render service unfavorably, forced to do service to Krishna by serving his illusory energy. When people think I am the master of my possessions, of my situation, of my activities. I will work hard, earn money and enjoy life. That just means they are going to only serve the illusory energy. Whom are they serving when they think that they are working hard for their own personal gain? They are actually serving the illusory energy. In what way? They are serving the illusory energy by serving their dictation of lust, greed, anger, enviousness, illusion, intoxication, madness. They're serving all these enemies that are sitting in their heart. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, like that. So, serving lust, one's own lust, lusty desires, is actually donkey's business. It is donkey's business. It is not the business of a human being. Human being is meant to become wise in association of saintly persons and actually render service to Krishna, not to illusion, not to Maya. Render service to Krishna favorably and become purified, become joyful, become enlightened, become liberated, become free from all miseries. This is what is described here.